right in the way. Okay. Let's get set up. Happy Monday. All right, share my screens. Let's give it a few minutes and then we'll get rolling. Coffee in hand, obviously. Ding, 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 ding. All right. We're in the cave. We're in the cave. Are we gonna make money this week? Let's be having ya. Okay. Share my screen. Okay. I'm just going to be getting up all the news as well, just while. Yeah, guys, just a heads up as well. You'll have to bear with me. I think over the course of the next day or two, I'm just waiting for an engineer to come to my house just to sort out this Wi-Fi, because I've had Wi-Fi issues. So I've got an engineer coming through. So I'm having, as I said before, it's just lucky I've got a temporary solution right now. Otherwise it'd be game over. Because where I live, we're in the sticks. We don't have any like mobile data. I'm so reliant on Wi-Fi. It's crazy. Like it's so annoying actually. Zero mobile data. Imagine that. You know, like if I'm ever trying to go somewhere on the maps, I have to wait until I get like out of my area to then be able to connect to the Wi-Fi, to the mobile data. It's insane. It's like in the sticks. All right. Cool. I'm just getting up the chat here. It's Monday morning. Let's hope we get some people coming through. We've got, I've got one of my friends. I'm still trying to hit a few people up just to have some guests on as we start to see some more traction in these streams. The only way, obviously, I'm going to get more and more guests on, especially like industry figures, is just for you guys helping, right? Coming through, making sure you're subscribing on my channel on E8. Make sure you're liking, because then it makes all of this worthwhile, and it just entices guests to want to come on and talk. Nobody just wants to talk for the sake of talking without anybody being there. So if you guys can do me a favor, if you do find value in these streams, okay, hit up that like button, hit up the subscribe button, and then share it with your audiences, share it with your communities, even if they're small. Everything helps, right? Help me to help you. All right, guys, so in terms of the structure of this rundown of this stream rather, okay, and this beautiful Monday morning, as we will do is we're going to go over the news, which I'm just pulling everything up at the moment. Okay, you can just see the trades that I've got running at this moment in time. Also Euro CAD shorts I'm in as well. So we've got these running at the moment. Yeah, so while you can just see these are in play at the moment, these are the free trades that I've got going on at the moment. Friday, we placed Euro CAD shorts, which I'm going to talk about. Last night, pretty much at the open, we went long gold and silver. Okay, and I'm going to talk about why I've entered that in a moment, just why I pull up the news. So this, as we do this, the rundown, you see the coffee hasn't kicked in yet. But the way in which we do this is going to be structured via the news. So we're going to go over the news. We're going to talk about where's market sentiment at, the current market talking points, the macro regime, okay, the regime, everything that's driving the markets. And then we're going to get into the plays of today, okay, because outside of this, we do have some plays that we're looking at. So news, sentiment, plays of the day, okay, so that's what we're running with. But for now, as I see, you can stare at my beautiful, hopefully beautiful lungs with silver and gold. This is why I pull up the news here. Do you know what? Let me just bring up my Chrome tab, and then we'll go through this. So first things first. Okay. All right. And then CME, US and Iran. Obviously, you have to keep an eye on US and Iran. And then just I'll bring up Forex Factory here. Bring up this talking point. To be fair, like overnight, there wasn't a massive amount of news. Everything's still very much, we're leaning into that whole, the dollar selling situation at this moment in time. And the dollar's obviously been selling, you guys. I'm sure you guys are aware why the dollar's been selling. If you don't know, you're going to know. So let me just pull this up. Okay, let's start off. I'm going to bring up trading economics as well, guys. We're just doing this. I had all this prepared on my laptop because I was going to do it on my laptop. I was hoping, by the way, you see behind me, let me just see. I don't know if you can see it yet. It's annoying, but behind me, I've got my sign up, okay, which says, this is the issue. It's because I'm using a crappy webcam at the moment in time. You can't see the depth, obviously, in the background, but that says macro desk, okay? So this is obviously the macro desk. But I just need to sort out my camera and get a proper, so I've got a proper camera here, but I just need to sort out the whole, like a tripod. So I need to get tripod sorted. I did have one and I broke it. I broke it because the trade went against me. So I was like smashing it against my screen and my computer. I'm joking. That didn't really happen, but I did break the tripod. So I'm just trying to sort out another tripod at the moment, and then you can see that sign. I do have other signs that I want to put up, but it's just, yeah, we need to sort out the camera first. It's nice. Macro desk, baby. All right, why are the macro desk? Why are we talking about macro desk? Let's go over the news. Okay, let's scroll through. As I said to you guys before, trading economics. You go on the news feed. This is great. Okay, it tells you all of the talking points that's going on right now. Okay, so if you pull up here, UK gas. This is obviously gas prices. It's important to note. There's fears that oil is going to continue to rise because the Strait of Hormuz is still closed. Let's just go through here. Let's see what we got going on in terms of news flow. I mean, I know all the talking points, but I'm just seeing if there's anything new while we're scrolling down here. Yen gain on dollar weakness. Yeah, fine. We're going to talk about the dollar in a moment. China stocks gain as economic data looms. Okay. Gasoline holds near 2-week high. So gas prices, obviously gasoline prices. I said this before, gasoline, oil, and also diesel, all this heating oil, all of these commodities have been rising because the Strait of Hormuz is still closed. Look, I think Strait of Hormuz tracker. If you look at this as well, this is the Strait of Hormuz tracker. It is pretty accurate, okay? This is pretty accurate. So since the Strait of Hormuz has obviously been closed, and this is up to date, we've only got, look, right now, for example, in the last 24 hours, one ship transiting via the Strait of Hormuz, 449 vessels are waiting. War risk premium, so the insurance is extreme. War risk premium for 7.5%. The normal rate is 0.15%. I'm surprised that's not higher, to be honest. So you know how, like, obviously there's a risk of all these ships passing through because at the end of the day, some ships have been getting struck, right? Where there's this risk, they have to put a premium on, obviously, on the oil, on what's being transported. It has to be a premium put on that because of the risk. And that you see, that in itself, that premium causes inflation. That premium is passed on to us. Okay, it was passed on to us. So yeah, all this going on right now. Still a big blockade going in play. So yeah, that's going to be keeping oil prices sticky. Let me just bring up trading view. I haven't got trading view up. Yeah, trading economics. Yeah, and then in terms of other news, we've got US and Iran. This situation is going nowhere. So this agreement, you remember how Trump and Iran entered an MOU just to stop, obviously, fighting, create a peace deal. This agreement with Tehran expires today. Okay, this expires today. 30K bounty placed on US soldiers. Interesting. Iranian commander threats comes after American vow to declare Strait of Hormuz a US territory. Wow. So yeah, guys, just note that the site of permanent peace talks looks pretty much unlikely at this moment in time. So things could kick off there. So if that kicks off, you're probably going to see you're probably going to be seeing, I don't know, you know, I don't know if dollar will pick up pace again to the upside, because obviously this whole war situation was causing the inflation trade, right? Where when we had the inflation trade, dollar was gaining, oil price obviously rising, gold was coming under pressure. But right now, we're not seeing signs that we could start seeing the inflation trade again, i.e. what I just said happen again, right? Because the dollar's under pressure. And I'm going to talk about why the dollar's under pressure now, and why we've got longs running for gold, and why we've got longs running for silver. So yeah, guys, just to summarize the news, there isn't an awful lot of news right now. It's just obviously coverage about oil prices and fuel prices remaining elevated because obviously the Strait of Hormuz still closed. And then in terms of the US and Iran, the MOU, that we've just seen a bits of fighting talk, but the peace deal, basically the MOU, the agreement expires today. Okay, so we need to keep an eye on the developments around that, see if there is obviously potential escalation or potential progress on wanting to have a peace deal, and it seems effing unlikely, to be frank. And then one last thing actually on the news, let's just quickly recap to last Friday, because this is going to tie into now my sentiment, where the market sentiment's at, where the regime's at. We start off with last Friday. Okay, let's build a quick picture. So last Wednesday, we had lower CPI data from the United States. Okay, we had lowest CPI data from the United States. So inflation's coming down, signs of that cooling. So with that, we will see dollar retrace, oil going up, dollar strength. Morning, Philip. Morning. So in terms of your question, will we see the dollar retrace, oil going up, dollar strength? So I don't quite, Niall, will we see the dollar retrace? In what sense? Retrace to the downside or to the upside? Oil going up, dollar strength. Just elaborate what your question. I may be able to answer that. Okay. But anyway, we might be covering that now. Okay. So yeah, let's paint the picture, because let's understand what is the sentiment today. What is the sentiment likely this week? So let's talk about it. So we had lower inflation, signs of inflation coming down, albeit very, very tiny. Okay, tiny change, but edging lower. This is what the markets want. The markets, remember, want an excuse to have lower rates. Thursday, we had PPIs. This is the producers' prices. Somewhat mixed. I say mixed because, yes, the numbers came down, but the previous numbers were revised slightly higher. But albeit we're coming down, it's still like markets are running with this. The signs that inflation's is heading in the right direction, right? Then we had a ticking high of the unemployment claims. So the amount of unemployment benefits, this jumped up. Okay, again, in terms of the average, because we were averaging below 200K weekly unemployment claims. Remember, this is how many people are claiming unemployment benefits in the latest week. So that increased. Now, Friday was the real one that I'm surprised markets didn't react as much as they should have. Okay, they didn't really react a lot. Hey, Neon Spark, morning. Macro PC, I already know. Stream now, London. Yes, it is a stream, London. This is London streams now. Ken has migrated away from New York stream because this makes most sense for me. This is my session. This is where I'm typically executing during the London sessions. And obviously New York's a case of management, or potentially sometimes obviously we're adding to positions during New York, but I'm a London guy. I'm a London boy. Anyway, so on Friday, again, we've gone over the news. As I said, if you're just joining this stream, make sure you're smashing up that subscribe button and the like button. Okay, like button, subscribe button on my channel or the E8 channel. If you're on X, hit the like on X, but then also head over to the YouTube. Head over to my YouTube, head over to E8 YouTube, whatever. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Now, so we've done the news. There isn't a lot of news at the moment. The main thing to keep aware of today is there's no progress at the moment with US and Iran, and that deal expires today. That agreement expires today. In terms of the market sentiment, markets are still running optimistic, but the market sentiment is all around reduced rate hike probabilities equals dollar weakness. So when you look here, last Friday, retail sales, the consumer is clearly not in a good place, because retail sales were negative. That's massive negative. Negative 0.3%, negative 0.6%. That's bad. Now, see it like this, okay? From a macro perspective, if retail sales are down, are contracting, what does that mean from the consumer standpoint? What's the consumer doing or not doing? Consumers not spending, clearly. They're not spending money. if they're not spending money, retail sales are coming down, right? Retailer sales come down. If retailer sales come down, if the retailers aren't making sales, these businesses, these retailers on the high street, wherever, what do you think they're going to do with their prices if they're not making sales? Prices are going to start to come down, right? So that's deflationary, okay? That's disinflation, should I say, disinflation. Then consumer sentiment, this is the University of Michigan measuring consumer sentiment. Okay, how are consumers feeling? What do they feel about the current economic conditions and the current environment of life, the economy? It's coming down, 51.0. Okay, obviously these numbers here were softer as well, given all the war, and obviously gasoline prices were going nuts. So Americans, like, happiness is gauged around oil. And they weren't happy. And then there were signs that Trump was sorting things out. We had peace and all that, whatever. And then obviously the consumer sentiment started climbing back up, but now it's down again because prices are high. The Strait of Hormuz is still effing closed. Yeah. This is causing global inflation. Still, the risks of inflation, and prices are not coming down because of all the premiums anyway. You know, like whenever, you know, when this all calms down, right? You know how all your goods, you would have noticed your basket of goods, you go to the supermarket, your goods have gone up, but they don't come down. The prices never come down. Anyway, I'm blabbering. Let me just quickly summarize the macro regime today. The macro regime today is rate hike probabilities are coming down for the United States, which is weighing on the dollar. Okay, guys, by the way, if you're coming into the chat, if you're coming into the stream, keep smashing up that like button and that subscribe button for me. Share this with all your friends and you will have me every morning. Otherwise, one day you will log on and I won't be here. Okay. So make sure, because yeah, that's it. It's as simple as that. It's got to make sense commercially for everybody, right? And the only way it makes sense commercially for everybody is that you hit the like button, you subscribe, and you share with your community. All right. Let them know. Or if you're watching this stream right now, wherever you are, I want to see the most bizarre places. I want to see you in the toilet. Checking. But like, tag me on Instagram, tag me on stories. I'll reshare it. Anyway, you see, like, that's ADHD brain, because now I almost lost track. I would have gone in, if I'd carried on talking, I would have gone somewhere else. We would have been talking about God knows what. So the regime today and potentially this week is continue focus on the reduced probabilities of rate hikes. Hike probability in September is now 30%. Remember 2.5, 3 weeks ago, this was at 60-something%. It's halved. The probability is now 70% probability of no change. October, it's 50-50, but more so we're leaning towards no change. And December, look at that. Look at that. This was 90. It's now 64% probability they're going to hike. But they probably won't. Okay, because you've heard me say it before, and I'll continue to say it. Kevin Walsh is clearly a Trump puppet. Kevin Walsh doesn't have his own big ass balls. You know, he's got these little shriveled balls. You know, he's not got the big cojones. You know, if I had come in on that second meeting, even the first meeting, he came around swinging his dick. Second meeting, he like shit himself. He shriveled up, didn't follow through. You know, he didn't have that testosterone. He just sat on the fence. And that's why dollar's really been under pressure since that meeting, really and truly. Okay. So I would have hiked rates, you know, just to really cement inflation's done. Okay. Put inflation to bed. Anyway, dollar. Okay. And then we're going to get onto my trades and the plays of today. So this is still building the whole regime. This is me obviously conducting top down. So when we look at, obviously, for the month, we're almost at the end of August. We're halfway through, actually. We're not almost at the end. But obviously for the month of July, we had big selling coming into play. Okay, there's a number of reasons for that, which we'll talk about. Big selling coming into play. And obviously what this was, if you just focus on the naked chart a moment, you see how we're ranging all here, rangy. We broke out of the range. And then now it's almost like we've got this fake out because we're sucking back into this range of death. Because it is death. It's the death of this range is the death of the swing trader. It's the death of the swing trader. Because look at it. And obviously with this whole year plus of this range, you know, you're seeing that in euro, you're seeing that in GBP dollar. It's ugly, really ugly price action. We want this. We want this. Whee! You know. This was nice, obviously in 2025, but this is as soon as Trump sat his fat ass down as the president and we had all this. This was really nice because all the uncertainty around the tariffs and the unwinding of the Trump trade, it was great time. But all of this obviously choppy. Anyway, let's speed up. Weekly, looking bearish. We're clearly breaking structure where we had these high highs, these high lows. We topped out there, equal highs, downside pressure. And now we're just knocking on the door of like where all these orders will be. All this liquidity is at 99.50 and it's likely to give ground and come all the way down. On the daily, you can just see obviously that narrowing range which we're trying to break out. If we're capped to the upside at 100, we're capped to the downside at 99.50. There is a good chance now that we do this. Okay, there's a very good chance that we take out all those stops here, take out that liquidity, flush some downside, see some downside momentum being exacerbated by that fuck's sake. Exacerbated by the orders being taken out. Breakout retest, potentially drop. Okay, drop. I think that's going to happen. But let me throw a spanner in the works, guys. Let me throw a big spanner in the works. I am also very cautious to see how this all plays out with US and Iran. But I think we got to accept that regardless of what happens here with US and Iran, here's my take. Even if we start fighting again, I don't think the dollar's going to strengthen again. I think that the dollar could remain everything could get a little bit choppy because the dollar, arguably, the US is arguably having this economic slowdown, right? We're seeing risks of stagflation, where wages are coming down. Remember the last NFP, jobs are not being created, jobs being lost, wages are coming down, consumer sentiment's bad, consumers are spending's potentially contracting here, personal income and personal finance data is down as well. So if everything that I've just said, there's a risk of stagflation. So rate hikes probably won't come, are not coming. Let's forget about rate hikes, they're not coming. So dollar won't have that edge. Does that make sense? It's the case of whose economy is crippling more. Is it US? Is it Euro? Is it UK? So I don't think it will be a case of inflation trade. War starts, inflation trade, dollar strength. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore, if I'm frank with you. All right. Anyway, that's the whole regime of what's going on right now. Let's get into the plays of the day and my trades. And we'll talk about everything in more detail. Obviously, NASDAQ's in its own world. Look, remember we spoke about this last week. NASDAQ stock's still pushing to the upside. So this, when you look at sentiment as well, just to round off, riskier assets remain bid. Stocks are higher, NASDAQ's higher, Bitcoin, crypto's higher, because there's still, it's the fact that rate hikes probabilities are really diminishing. That is the regime. Okay, rate hike probabilities down. I hope that all makes sense. Let's talk about the trades I've taken of why and the potential plays. Guys, if you have any questions, make sure you hit it up in the chat. Is this a downfall of dollar, Neil Spark? It potentially is. It seems likely, it seems possible that we do have a bit of a downfall of the dollar. On the block in Cali, USA. Welcome from Cali. Welcome from California, my man. Guys, by the way, it's nice to see you guys coming through. I think we've got to do some more work in hitting up that like button for me. I know on my channel, we've got quite a few people, not quite a few, we've got a few people watching. Hit that like button for me. If you're watching via E8, just hit that like button for me as well, okay? And we may do something for you towards the end of the stream, okay? We may do something for you. So you know what that means. But you have to be good. You have to help. All right, why have I taken longs? Let's go over the charts. Why have I taken longs at the moment? Why have we got longs running at the moment for gold? I've got shorts from EuroCAD, which we'll talk about, which see in drawdown in a moment. Gold longs, silver longs, because obviously we were in gold longs and silver longs before, and then we end up coming out, didn't we? So we're in these longs here. But I saw this downside as we called. We saw this downside, and obviously we headed to Kiev liquidity, but we held. But I was seeing this break of structure basically. You know how we're topping out here, downside pressure. We grabbed some liquidity here at these lows, and then now we're pushing to the upside again. Okay, same sort of thing with silver. Let's go over it, and then we'll look at the plays of potentially today. Guys, I've got to love Mondays, man. Who likes Mondays? I'm actually no. This emergency. I'm almost out of coffee here. I'm almost out of coffee. I may have to disappear for 5 minutes and go and sort myself out. So guys, this morning, I'm actually not happy. This morning, I was in a bit of a rush this morning. Things out and crashed. Oh no. Are we back? Oh, we're back. Thank God. So for those that don't know, I'm on a temporary Wi-Fi situation right now. Got an engineer coming to sort this all out. But what I was going to say, yeah, I was making coffee, right? Well, I went down to make coffee. I usually have my big jug. And anyway, I was rushing around this morning, to be fair. I wasn't in control. I was rushing around. So I made myself instant coffee. The powder, instant. So it's not nice. I'm not enjoying this right now. I'm just doing it because it's like fuel. You fill up your car with fuel. Anyway, we've got these longs running for oil, for gold. So yeah, stops. You see on this, right? I've left the gold. Well, silver should be up. No, silver's fine. I've left the gold target open-ended. We've put stops at 42.85. Okay, so I've left quite a lot of breathing room, but gold really, I'm going for. Whether we do it or not, this is the next major area of liquidity up here. Okay, so obviously I'm going to take some profits up here, but ideally I'd like to see 5K. If we can grind this down, this is the pathway for gold, right? So first things first, we've got to deal with 4,400. I'm going to talk about why in a moment, but there's clearly area of supply here at 4,400. After 4,400, we've got 45.50. After 45.50, we've got up here, okay, 47.50. Then we've got 5K. So there's four, where we're at right now is 4 barriers. No, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 barriers in the way of returning to 5K. And it's not going to be easy. Okay. Expect plenty of, liquidity grabs, liquidity sweeps along the way, because that's always what happens with gold. It's never like, when we have our pathways to the upside, expect to see those grabs of liquidity, here, just respect, generally speaking, just expect those pullbacks. Okay. Like here, people always panic, during these modes here as well. I remember all these, when we do this, we're like, gold rally's over. We've got to grab liquidity. Always keep an eye on that. Always keep in your mind that when we're in high, when we're in premium phase, that we're going to have pullbacks. Some of them are exaggerated more than others. We're always going to have these pullbacks. It makes sense. We need to see them so that we can continue higher, right? And some of them, keep an eye, obviously, whenever we gap, we come down, retest gap areas, or we try and fill gap areas, and then we continue to the upside. So anyway, I took those gold longs. Arguably, we have a bit of a, where did I see it? I'm sure I saw it as well. 1 sec. Was it on a 4-hour? No, mate. I think we do. On the daily. Oh, sorry. 1 sec, guys. On the daily, we do have, I'd say arguably. No, we don't. Ignore me. I was using my pattern recognition hat. I thought we had a bit of an inverse sort of head and shoulders going on there, but we don't really. Anyway, regardless of that, let's talk about the weekly. So weekly, we managed to finish in the green. Obviously, there was risks, there was signs that we're going to be potentially slowing down. It's just a obviously a breakout of, and it's not looking like a fake out now. Okay, there was a chance that was going to be a fake out if this had carried on selling last week, but we staged a rebound. So nice bullish engulfing, breaking this structure where we're producing lower highs, lower lows. We managed to close in the green just to confirm, okay, this is not a fake out, because if this was a fake out, we could have potentially seen all that continuation of selling last week. Then I would have been like, okay, fine, fake out. But when we look at a naked chart here, structure's holding, right? Breakout, higher high. We could stay this held as a higher low area here at the psychological 4,300. This is obviously where there's heavy area of supply at sort of 4,400 up towards 4,450. If we grind this down, given this higher low is held, we could push through and start heading into our next area of liquidity, which on the higher time frame, really for me, is by the daily, is that we look up here at 45.50. 4 hour, structure's nice. We broke out this pullback structure where we're producing these lower highs, lower lows. So breakout and a follow through momentum. So we have a bit of a zone here where we're at right now, if you look. Okay, so this is a whole zone, really. I just don't want to overcook my chart with loads of zones, but this is obviously a whole zone that we need to break down. Okay, once we break this down, I believe we will. We should see something like this. Okay, breakthrough, bam, and then just push into this target area up here, 45.50. Okay, as you can see. So from where we're at now, we should have quite free range to just pass and hit that zone. So that's what I'm looking at. That's what we've got going on with gold. Same sort of thing with silver, guys. Okay, same sort of thing with silver. Structure arguably held, right? We basically pulled back for liquidity grab at sort of 63, 50, 55. Higher low holding, and now we're just, can you see all this? Look, we're knocking on the door. We're knocking. I think we should just get that burst through, and then boom. When you look at silver, it's obviously a bit more memey compared to gold. If we break down this liquidity at 67, 68, should be a fast move into 80. That's why I got my target there. I'm expecting that penetration, and then we push through into $80. That's why we got those longs running with gold and silver. And obviously, let's talk about our Euro CAD trade, which is weighing us at the moment, and then we'll go into everything else. So Euro CAD, guys. By the way, if you're coming into the chat, drop a like, drop any questions. If you have any questions, ask me. Okay, that's what I'm here for. Okay, let me know your questions that you may have. Wait, where's the chat gone? Wait, why has the chat disappeared? That's strange. Gold setup looks nice. Yeah, Neon. Philip, I'm waiting for that gold retest and I'm in. Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. Prediction with gold, most likely to fly now due to fundamentals. Neil, why'd say ew? What's happening? Oh, because I'm drinking instant coffee. Yeah, prediction with gold, most likely to fly now due to fundamentals. Yeah, the fundamentals right at this moment in time are supportive of gold prices. Remember, the whole reason, just quickly before we carry on, before I get into my Euro CAD trade, which is weighing against me. Guys, you know, quickly, actually, years ago, it just reminded me, you know, like how, for example, now we got gold longs running, which are in profit, silver, which is in profit, Euro CAD, which is in negative. You know, years ago, I don't know if anyone hears me on this, but many, many years ago, and you may have been the same, I would, like, say, for example, this morning, I would close out all my trades, like all of them, because this Euro CAD, like psychologically, I can't remember the thinking behind it, but it's just like, okay, let me close all this out now because this Euro CAD position's going against me. I'll close everything out and then just so I'm in profit and then try and go again. And then I'd end up, gold would then run without me, silver would run without me. And then I'd be trying to chase those moves that have now left me. Does that make sense? I would suffer with that. And I know other people would suffer with that as well. Like you just want to close it all out, you know, just because of that loss there. Anyway, so where was I going before that? I can't remember. But let's talk about EuroCAD anyway. Why did Ken take EuroCAD shorts? Let's get up EuroCAD. I'll tell you why I took EuroCAD shorts, okay? So remember how this is this whole correlation with CAD and oil, right? Oil price elevated. We still got this freaking Strait of Hormuz is closed. You know, there's lack of shipping activity going on at this moment in time. You know, look at it. It's complete and utter disruption. One freaking ship transiting now. This is what 1.7% of normality. Like it'd be much lower than that anyway. Not even 1.7%. Not even. We've got all these vessels waiting still. There's war premium. Anyway, so if all of that is higher oil prices, right? Remember, if oil prices push to the upside, oh, piss off. Look at all these ads. Get out of here. Guys, sorry, one sec. My actually screen's frozen now. Yeah, one sec. There we go. So if we've got higher oil prices, obviously oil price have been a little bit elevated. We'll talk about oil after. I don't want to go off on one, but oil price obviously been elevated, as you can see in the latest weeks. You know, we're grinding to the upside. We're trying to fill this gap, but we'll come back to oil. So I don't want to lose track again. But Euro CAD, Ken's taken those shorts because obviously in the idea of oil price is going to remain sticky. If oil price remains sticky, that's beneficial for CAD because obviously CAD is more income for them. They charge more. You know how all these big fat fuckers, all these big fat cats, you know, oil companies, look, oil company profits. Look at all these bastards. Look, major oil companies amassed over 90 billions in combined profits during the spring quarter. This surge was driven by crude prices above where they were conflict. Like, imagine, right? And this is the thing that annoys me, okay? This is the thing that annoys me. You got all these fat fuckers, yeah? All these fat fuckers. I hope this doesn't affect the YouTube. All right, all these fat bastards. You know, the companies charge more. They charge more. Like, they earn more. They earn a load more when this oil situation. Like, it's so crazy while the consumer feels the squeeze. Anyway, EuroCAD, top down. So if we go on the monthly, with signs of topping out, obviously there's heavy area of liquidity, heavy area of supply at 62.50, where we've rejected. Obviously, we had the reversal candlestick there. in the reversal candlestick there in the month of July, and obviously some selling down here in August, filling that wick to the downside. On a weekly, you can see those rejections here. It's like we've peaked out. Whether you call this a bit of a head and shoulders or a sort of a triple top situation here, either way, we're at that sort of neckline area, which has been the support, this sort of trend line. But signs of obviously topping out. The daily, obviously, I had these lower highs, these lower lows being produced. Arguably, this is the thing, which is why I put quite a wide sort of stop on it. I was aware I'm entering at discount, really. But I was looking for a resumption of structure here, breakout to the downside from this range. I was looking for a nice little follow through. I was expecting, this is obviously a bit of aggressive position, but I was expecting to see that wave of momentum to the downside. So dropping through here, and then obviously I'd have quite a bit of bream room, pull back, and then resumption to the downside. This is what I was hoping for, like that. But obviously now we didn't have that wave of momentum that I was expecting on this breakout of this range. We're pulling back and retesting that at the moment in time. So we've got breakout of the range, retest. Obviously, I need to see rejections. Otherwise, there is obviously a risk that we do this and then push to the upside. Okay, so that's why we've got those shorts running. And I'm targeting, if you look here, top down, it looks good. But obviously, I need this region to grind down. We're targeting this next area of liquidity down here, but I'm being conservative at 158s. Okay, got targets of 158s. Okay, ultimately, I'm looking for this. So let's see anyway. So I've got that going on. That's the whole thesis behind that trade. I don't know if you guys with me on that. Oil is not even moving bullish. It's just consolidating. So how is CAD gaining strength? Well, you have to remember, oil price is still holding ground. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, right? Because obviously last week, oil gained. So we had a reversal candlestick, structure held. We pushed to the upside. So oil gained on the week. So just in terms of you saying that oil is not even moving bullish. I mean, last week, oil prices gained as much as almost 8%. So that's definitely moving bullish to me. If you're talking on a narrow-minded perspective on the daily, okay, today we're currently down 0.7% at this moment in time. Now, we have to obviously, and I'll get onto CAD as well, just something to note as well with CAD. It's not just the oil prices that's keeping CAD bullish. That's why I see CAD as bullish at this moment versus Euro. I'll talk about it. There's fundamentals behind it as well, specifically with the Canadian economy. Now, we have obviously this massive gap area here that obviously oil is struggling. That's why we're struggling to break through at this moment in time. This, if we fill this gap, okay, and go and push through this gap area that's just causing resistance, then oil flies. The way the weekly is at the moment, I'd expect this to see a resumption to the upside. You see how this structure is holding. We had this pullback. I'd expect this, you'd want to see this follow through of upside momentum, but we have to deal with this gap area. Okay, now on CAD, if I show you last, so if we pull up CAD, unemployment, it's the labor market data. So the Canadian labor market data has been improving quite drastically. So if we just go to when these figures came out, because the jobs added to the economy as well was solid. So in Canada, we're seeing a bit of a pickup in terms of economic data. So the amount of jobs being added to the economy smashed it 75.1 thousand. So an increased amount of employment. The labor market, the unemployment rate is dropped down to 6.4%. You know, there was a period where we were getting really bad labor market data for Canada, but we're seeing signs, we're seeing a trend of improvement here. Okay, seeing a trend of improvement. Now, obviously, with that trend of improvement with CAD labor market data, that's obviously bullish for the economy, right? More people spending, more people boosting our output of the economy. If you look at CAD GDP, Canadian GDP, okay, this is also signs of improvement. So the last couple of readings, we're seeing signs of improvement because there was worries around the Canadian economy with stagflation. You know how we got stagflation risks in the US? There were risks of stagflation before with Canada, like late 2025 and early part of this year, there was risks of stagflation, but we're now seeing some improvements in the data. So this is another reason why I'm bullish CAD. So it's not just a case of, oh, oil prices, narrow-mindedly. No, it's looking at the bigger pictures. This is how I always conduct my analysis. It's also an economic performance. Which economy is having a little bit more momentum right now in comparison to the other? So that's what we're looking at. That's the theses behind that trade. Okay, I hope that answers your question anyway. Oh, Harry Payne. How you doing, my man? Mr. Harry Payne. You remind me, when I think of you, Harry Payne, I think of, what's the guy from that film? You know, Michael Caine. You know Michael Caine? I always think of Michael Caine, the actor. Is it Michael Caine? That's his name in it, Michael. And then I think of that film. Yeah, Michael Caine. Great actor. Sorry, but you're Harry Payne. It just rhymes. That's so, guys, Michael Caine. Watch this film, by the way. It's reminding me of this film, Plan B. What's the film? Harry Brown. I don't know how this is only rated 7.2 out of 10. Harry Brown. That's why I was thinking of Harry Payne. Harry Payne, Michael Caine, Harry Brown. So that's what I go. Watch this film. If you haven't seen this film, British film, I'm going to watch it again. This is a great film. Love it. Proper English. Yeah, he's the Batman butler, Michael Caine, but he plays a badass in this film. Please go and watch it. Please. Anyway, back to the charts. Guys, if you're just joining this chat, gold, I covered gold already. I said gold, the whole reason gold's rising, okay, we'll come back to it in a moment. I'm running longs at the moment with gold. But the whole reason gold's rising at the moment is these probabilities of rate hikes are coming down. Okay, look, dropped down to 28% probability now that they're going to be hiking rates. They're not going to be hiking rates September, October, December. Okay, probabilities of largely coming down. If we jump over to yields, US yields, okay, to be fair, we've been elevated. US yields have held ground. Okay, US yields have still held ground. But given the rate hike probabilities are coming down, gold is flying right now. But yields are holding up ground, to be fair, right at this moment in time. Okay. But yeah, so gold prices, obviously, as I said, we're trying to deal with area of liquidity, heavy area of supply, 4,400, 4,450. Once we grind that block down, as I've marked up here, if we grind this block down, we can push the upside. Let's see what's going on in the 30-minute. Okay, Asian range. So if we look at the Asian range right now, obviously we're trending to the upside. We broke out, nice little breakout of the flag. This is where I'd entered last night as well, expecting that resumption of the upside. You see, break out this flag, break out this pullback, and we push to the upside. And now we've got consolidation going on right now. We've obviously printed a higher high here, pulling back, expecting that to hold. Obviously, sorry, yeah. So that's what's going on in gold. But as I say, for upside pressure, we need to break down this block. I'm just going to quickly go over to euro a moment. I think there's no opportunity for entry right now. Yeah. So obviously we're taking out Friday's highs, breaking out there of the Asian range high as well. Nice little breakout retest on the wick. 15-minute. Yeah, look, broke out of Asian range, retested the Asian range high there. Look, you can see retested that area of liquidity and then going clear. Where's euro going now? Because obviously 1580 was an area of supply. Naturally, I mean, we have to deal here, deal with this early 16 territory. If we deal with that 1618, 1620 area, then we're going to be seeing the price pushing 1650. Okay, but obviously, again, this is like when you look now, guys, this is obviously where our higher low area was at. And now we're just extending. We're in obviously premium territory. You know, I never recommend, obviously I can't give financial advice, but I never recommend, you know, especially for myself, jumping in at higher highs, you know, in premium. So obviously we're producing higher high right now. I'd be watching that pullback. Maybe we come and retest this area. Obviously the highs here are Friday. Come and retest this area, and then we can resume business to the upside into this sort of 1620 area. Yeah, this region we'd have to break down. And then if we break that area down, we might pull back first of all. But if we break that area down, then we're going to be going in towards 1650. Okay. I think tomorrow we could get an opportunity. So to see something like the sweep of liquidity to resume to the upside, you know, when we're looking for the sweep of the Asian range low for a push to the north, I think that could come tomorrow. But obviously, yeah, this is a decent Monday, to be fair, in terms of volatility. Same sort of thing with GU. We're grinding down the Asian range high at the moment, but also we need to grind down. We haven't done it yet, but it's going to follow suit. You see how euro is obviously taking out Friday highs. GBP will play catch up here, potentially looking to break through this area, break out, pull back in. Maybe we break through now, early part of London, pull back in New York, and then expect that to push to the upside. Okay, the next area of liquidity when you look at GBP dollar, there's quite a lot actually at 35.80, 36 that we need to grind down. If you look here, all this region, we need to take all this out. So this would be a little bit tricky for the pound, to be fair. Because now, it's significant though, because we're taking out this, you see this high here of July? Taking out that high of July, trying to fill this wick, obviously, of last week and then push to the north. Once we do that, should see quite a clean run, another 80 pips, 100 pips. Sorry, not 100 pips. sorry, my maths was off there. Another 50 pips in towards 136s. But yeah, it's breaking out now. It's no jumping in that high phase. Okay, no jumping in a high phase. But you can see we're just trying to grind down those highs there of last week. Guys, Joel's going to be joining us in the next 10 minutes. If you're coming in, you're going to have to do a little bit more groundwork. I would put a target on it. I don't want to do it every day, but I would put a target on it. All right, let me just see where we're at right now in terms of the likes, so on and so forth, and the viewers. If you're watching on X, by the way, if you're watching on my X or an EAX, whoever's X, come over to YouTube, hit that like button, because there's going to be a chance for you. If you help me, I help you. Okay, there's going to be chances for something. So just come through, hit that like button for me on my channel on EAX. If you want with me on Instagram, I'll share with me. And also, there's something else I was going to note there. Sorry, what was I going to note? Yeah, my brain's gone. But anyway, come on, gold. Let's push to the upside. We've got gold longs, silver longs running right now. Okay, I'm expecting those breakouts. Yeah, look. If you look here at silver, let me show you something. Sorry, this chart is a mess. I'm going to clear it up. It's a messy chart. That was just to show, obviously, that big breakout, that pullback that we had. But if you look at silver, is this a stretch? What do you reckon, guys? This is a bit of a stretch. The left shoulder, their head, the right shoulder there. Is that a bit of a stretch, do you reckon? Oh, maybe. Either way, we're definitely building up some momentum there for a breakout. Look at this. Go on, son. So maybe get that nice breakout of that area, retest at 66s, and then phew, silver will fly. It's memey, you know. Silver moves like a meme coin. As I said, last year it gained over 300%, which is insane. That's mad. Wait, hold up. I am right in saying that, aren't I? Silver gained over 300% last year. Is that correct? January 2025. I'm not talking nonsense, am I? Oh, wait. Yeah. Till the end of... Oh, sorry. 160%. But when we look at the high, like if we go over like a whole year, in a year, like 12 months, it gained as much as 300%. Almost. That's insane, hey? Okay. Anyway, that's why we've got silver longs running right now. We're expecting this breakout. It needs to be good. Be good boy, silver. We want that breakout to the upside and this reduced rate hike. As I said, the regime, I said it at the start of this rundown. If you're just coming into the stream, the news I covered, there wasn't a lot of news, okay? The main thing to note is that US data is slowing down. There's risks of stagflation when you look at US data last week. There's signs of data cooling down. CPI inflation's coming down. Wednesday, inflation coming down. Thursday, inflation coming down via the PPIs. Friday, we had poor data. Retail sales is effectively contracting. Retailers are not getting sales. Their prices will eventually come down. That's disinflation in progress. Okay, think of this. If retailers always think from the big perspective, if retailers aren't making sales, right, and they're getting a contraction in their sales, what do you think that means for the labor market? Remember we saw the labor market last week, or the week before last, should I say, NFP. Do you remember we saw jobs being what? Jobs being lost. Jobs not being created, jobs being removed. So we saw labor market coming down. So if we've got retail sales performing badly, and bear in mind, wages were coming down as well. If we got retail sales performing badly, eventually there will be job cuts, right? That's how you got to see it from economics 101 perspective. If companies are not doing well and retailers start losing profits, they start making cutbacks, i.e. on jobs, start closing down, then we've got even more unemployment. You understand? This is disinflation. This is stagflation risks, if anything, as well. Actually, I say stagflation risk because inflation's still above the central bank's target. They want inflation down at 2% on an annualized level. Okay? Still above that. So anyway, my point is data slowing down in the US. So this is the whole news, this whole regime thing. With data slowing down, rate hike probabilities are coming down. Okay? At some point, obviously, this whole theme will catch a fade and we'll have to find another theme. But right now, this is what's driving the dollar lower. This is what's keeping risk assets bid because of the whole lower rates environment, not higher rates environment. you know, and we'll start potentially pricing in freaking rate cuts. Oh my gosh, man. We're going to start pricing in rate freaking cuts. Guys, I'm upset for you. I'm upset for you and for me. But right now, right, I have, I need to sort out, as I said, I need to sort out my camera. I've got a camera. I've got a high quality camera. But this, you can't see. That sign says macro desk, but you can't see it. Okay, you can't see it because there's no depth for this crappy web. This is basically here. This is a webcam. It's a dog poo webcam. I need to set up my camera. I had it set up before, and then I ended up breaking my tripod. But yeah, bro, I actually am. You're right. I don't know how I do it. Like, I just go off. I don't even know how that came about. But yeah, that's. I could probably do some good waffling. I'll make one of, you know how you got those guys, I don't know if you know those, now it's TikTok shop, you know, like where people sell on TikTok shop, they're talking and they're selling, like, and that you have to be a professional rambler. I would probably be good at that. You know, if you give me something to sell and ramble on about it, I will probably be good at it. I was just scanning my desk now to do an example, but I can't find anything. Anyway, guys, everything that I just said anyway, this is why we're seeing the moves that we're seeing today. Let's go over to NASDAQ, because NASDAQ is interesting. Cheers, Brad. Straight talent. Oh, my God. Oh, that is hilarious. Straight talent. Professional waffler. Hey, guys, I'm gonna change my LinkedIn profile. Professional waffler. See if anyone wants to hire me. Guys, look, let me just show you something a minute for NASDAQ, because it's really interesting. You know, NASDAQ right now, I think obviously I seriously believe that we'll see, because of this regime that I spoke about, you know how we're expecting lower rates, you know, well, not expecting rate hikes. I think that NASDAQ this week could break out to all-time highs because of markets getting excited initially. Obviously, at some point, this will come crashing down. I'll explain why in a moment. But markets are getting excited by this because remember, at the start of this year, or even when, you know, in June, should I say June? Let's say June, when Kevin Walsh came into play, rate hikes the probability was very high. So NASDAQ was having this pullback moment. You see all here. So look, see, June, yeah, July, all this pullback. But obviously that was an excuse for a higher low here, right? But now we're rallying again because obviously that probability is coming down again. So if we go on the weekly a moment, I remember, guys, just for anyone that doesn't understand, rates being lower is great for stocks, because remember, stocks also have, all these businesses also have loads of debt. They've not necessarily like bad debt, but they have a lot of debt where they finance everything, right? It makes sense. You finance everything for an interest of X, and then obviously you're not using your own cash flow, you're not using your own money. Obviously you're paying the interest back, fine. But when the interest is coming down, right, or rates are not going to go up, that's great for businesses. So effectively they're paying less interest, so they have more cash to do things. So if they have that more cash to do things, they can boost out the business infrastructure, they can boost out business operations, they can hire more, right? Or they could just keep money for their fat freaking cat pockets. Yeah, giving themselves more big fat ass bonuses, you know? You know, one thing that gets me is, you know, I'm just thinking there, because I was just thinking big fat cats that pay each other big bonuses. Here, Boeing CEO. Let me show you this big bastard a minute. Oh, they've changed. No, it's the same guy, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Okay, no, he took over. He took over office August 20. Dave, this bald bastard, him. Let me show you someone in a minute. Yeah, this fucker. This guy, you know Boeing, right? You know the amount of Boeings that have crashed? Boeing aircrafts that have faltered. And you know, like during that time, I don't know if anyone knew that, is it like Boeing 787s or something like that? Do you know the amount of crashes that we saw, faltering of Boeing planes? And this bastard here was still taking fat ass bonuses and fat freaking salary of like 23 million or some shit. This bald bastard. And this is what annoys me. You get these big ass businesses taking these big ass bonuses when people are freaking dying or economies are struggling. You got these bastards. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. That's where I was going, because rates are coming. There's a possibility that rate hikes are not going to happen. We're going to have lower rates. We've got lower rates. It's bullish for stocks. So NASDAQ right now, we formed this reversal doji here, this reversal candle. We bullish engulfed in August, and then we've been following up with some buying momentum so far. Now, what we need to do here for further buying pressure is we need to take out this supply area. You guys can see that, right? We've had the rejections there. Okay, this is obviously previous all-time high area, and I think we'll get there because we've got nice structure going on right now. We've got the lower rates regime, which is supporting riskier assets. Sorry guys, bear with me one moment. I think Joel, what's up? Okay, Joel hasn't messaged me yet. Joel's gonna be joining us in a moment. I thought he was messaging me to say I'm not coming. He would have been in trouble, boy. That boy would have been in trouble, because I mean, I can talk on my own, but I'm sure you guys want to get some different perspectives on the market, some different breakdowns and so on and so forth. Because Joel obviously also called those gold shorts, that pullback where I'd got out of my longs as well, and I was expecting that downside. Anyway, nice bullish structure here at the moment with stocks. We've got higher highs, higher lows, really, really clean stuff, right? And obviously we're in higher high phase at the moment in time. We need to clear this area of liquidity here at 30,200, 300. Once we grind that down, look, it's higher high phase right now. Once we grind that down, we can have a further push and be drawn into the next major area of liquidity, which is up here. I'm liking this right now. Okay, we've got a retest going on, obviously on this high that we've broken down, this high area of Friday of last week. Last week's highs, just sort of breaking through that. Got a pullback right now. Either way, so if I'd expect the price, we might try and sweep a little bit. We might try and sweep. Okay, sweep. We might try and grab some liquidity and then look at signs of buying. Okay, look for signs of buying. Once it's pullback holds, you know, it may sweep liquidity just below this area and then, you know, push to the upside. I think all-time highs this week. Okay, let's see. I believe we're going to be sucked into this area quite quickly this week. Okay, so this is breakout territory right now. Okay, this is still effectively where we've had the higher low here. This is still high in motion, basically, and all-time highs coming. Does that make sense? That's just my opinion anyway. Obviously not financial advice. That's just what I see. Here she is. Here she is.
Abina.
Oh, no. No, one sec, guys. No. Joe, what's happening?
All I'm hearing is bald bastard, mate. What's going on? What's happened?
Wait. You're the best.
Brother, gym, man. Gym, bro. Gym.
Come on.
Gym. I know you're not familiar with you know, lifting weights, but gym. Come on.
These bad boys.
Come on. Morning, guys. Morning, traders. How is everybody? Morning, Ferdy. Hey, Kenny.
Yeah.
Who are you calling a bald bastard?
I know. You know what? I was going on and on, and my kids were like near as well, and I was like, sorry, I better stop. But it's this guy. Basically, he's a former Boeing CEO, and I was just saying, I don't want to go off on it again, but he basically, you know, like why, you know, Boeing aircraft. There was a while when like they were all crashing, and there was like all these incidences. But I was saying that this guy's on a massive salary, and he was still taking big bonuses during that time. And I was just saying, it's just wrong. I was just saying how these businesses just make a shitload of money in like people's downfall, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I was just going on for one. I just got stuck.
Were they still getting orders for the planes?
Well, yeah, because there's no competition. There's like obviously
Airbus,
Airbus. Yeah, you got those guys, but then it's Airbus and Boeing. Like there's no other competition. Like, because obviously all these guys are like, you know, wanking off each other, like the politicians and everything, giving them the contracts. They're all like, you know, they're all in these rooms doing all weird things and stuff. So anyway, Boeing and Airbus. Bro, how are you? How's your weekend?
Interesting weekend, man, but good, bro. Can't complain. What are you looking at? Sorry, how was your weekend, bro? Paul?
Yeah, weekend was blessed actually. I spent most of the weekend just at the gym at the pool. So
come on,
outdoor
proper traders weekend.
Well. Enjoyed barbecue as well, bro. It's vibes. It was actually really
But they
nice.
had a barbecue there.
Yeah, they're running a barbecue at the moment because it's the summer. They do a barbecue on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So it's nice, man. But
I'm gonna have to come up. I'm gonna have to come up. You have guests. Guest pass.
Yeah, I'll get guest pass so you can come through, bro. Come through. I'll let you in. Take you for a little tour. Show you all the honeys. What?
Hello? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I'm in some trades today. I'm in long silver and I'm in longs gold. I'm also in shorts Euro CAD, which is being a bugger right now.
Yeah.
I went over why I took the trades, but yeah, this is what we got going on right now.
Okay.
What are you looking at?
Literally just hit TP on GU from Asian session. Was looking for a break towards the upside. Yeah, that's it. I haven't looked through the rest of the charts, but I've just closed a nice GBP USD long.
All right, let's talk about it. Do you want to share your screen?
Buy. I will share. Bro, you know, I was really excited for today. For some reason, I was really, really excited to jump on with you guys.
Really? Love that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I know.
Bro, I love that. That's vibes. That's really nice vibes. Bro, so Ferdy said no ice for your laptop today.
Do you know what, bro? It's actually a lot cooler today. It genuinely, no ice today. No needing. No needing ice. Nice, it is, isn't it? It's much better. I got the crack window open, air coming in, got the fan in the back. Come on. They're asking if you had your coffee. Of course he has, man. If he's here, then he's had it.
Bro, but listen, I was explaining at the start of the stream, I was so upset because I was rushing around this morning. I had a late night last night. I was rushing around this morning and I made myself instant coffee. Instant. You know that little powder? Oh, bro, it's horrible.
Poo-poo, mate. Poo-poo, bro. Yeah. Listen, go make yourself a proper coffee. Let me take the guys through this GU.
Do you know what? I might take you up on that.
Bro. Go on, bro. Do it, man. Go on, fuel up. Fuel up. All right, good morning, traders. So obviously, this morning, or in the Asian session, I was looking for this beautiful, beautiful spike towards the upside. Now, the reason why I saw that, I mean, structurally, you can see we got some rejections from this region. Now, we had been pushing towards the upside. Okay, we broke out this high, pushed towards the upside. We came down, broke the structure below this low, breaking this low, and now we've come up. So first thing that traders saw when they came into the Asian session, when the markets opened yesterday, was this region right here. We had this high, and what did we do? We started creating, or the looks if we were going to create a move now towards the downside. Traders, from this region, if you're going to enter the markets, where are you placing your stop losses? Are you placing them down here, or are you placing them up here? Of course, up here, because we've created this level of rejections right here. We've got 1, 2, 3 rejections from this region, from this high, which would mean that LQ was built above this region. And what did we end up doing? Coming into the London session, we came and broke that region. Now, traders, I don't just trade looking at structure. I also have a combination of signals and also a confirmation, right? So for me, my confirmation was these 3 candles here. So what is this? This is an exhaustion setup, right? We've got candle 1, this strong candle here. We've got candle 2, and then we've got candle 3. Now this to me tells me price is going to drop, right? I need that one candle to show us that we're actually going to drop. And for me, this is that setup on the 50-minute chart. Now you can find these on the 4-hourly, the hourly, the 50-minute, the 5-minute, the 1-minute. You can see this specific structure on every time frame. You just need to combine it with another lower time frame signal. So if I found this on the 4-hour chart, then I'd look for a confirmation on the hourly chart. If I had a 1 hour signal, I would look for confirmation on the 50-minute. This specific trade, I found a signal on the 50-minute chart. So I need to find a 5-minute signal, which was this candle. Which was this candle right here. Okay, so I marked it out with a line, but the candle that I'm looking at is this candle. Again, another exhaustion wick. It's an advertising candle. It's a candle that traders are going to enter from, looking for that short. So I've got my confirmation with the box, the zone of where I'm marking out my sellers. I've got my areas where I can mark out the stops. First target, I'm going to put that as a thin line. Secondary target, I'm going to put that as a 2px line. So target 1, target 2, what are traders looking for? They're looking for price to drop from this region. So we're getting some rejections clearly from sort of this area at 135580. Looks as if we're going to come down and just continue breaking the structure now towards downside. But then what ends up happening, traders, is we come take out this high. Okay, first target taken out, but the structure remains the same, right? So it seems as if we're going to continue towards the downside. We need to continue building liquidity if we want to continue towards the upside. Traders, down here, what do I always say? If we want to come down here, we have to build a buying structure around this region or wherever it is, up above this region. We have to build the liquidity above or below a high for us to take it. For us to take out this high, we built that liquidity towards the downside, creating liquidity towards the upside. So as you can see, we obviously took out the first target, but we've remained rejecting this region, this region. This is what, a triple top. What ends up happening, came up, took the high, took out this secondary high. So now GU is done. We can continue up or we can pull back now, but the markets have been neutralized. So in order for price to move, traders, I'm always saying the same thing. We have every single day a high and we have a low and we have a high. In order for us to come and reach this low, we have to accumulate buyers from this region, right? In order for us to reach this high, okay, we have to create orders towards the downside, advertising towards the downside to create the liquidity towards the upside. Now, traders, that's exactly what I saw on GU. And if you continued watching this week, you will see the same thing playing out over and over again. Me finding these signals, me finding the liquidity, and liquidity finally being taken out. Kembap, you're back.
Beautiful, bro. Really, really nice.
Quick coffee break, man. Thought you were going to be like 10, 15.
No, you know, bro, my house, it's scary downstairs. It's scary. Like there's way too much carnage. Guys, for anyone who doesn't know, I've got way too many kids. No, it's a blessing. It's scary down there in the morning. Down there. Carnage.
Carnage. Absolute carnage.
So you had one. So you took a GU long this morning. What did you take that this morning, or had you taken it last
No.
night?
So I entered. So my signal was here, Ken.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for, you know, I mentioned last week the golden candles.
Yeah.
So that was my golden candle. It was literally just before I went to sleep. I went to sleep about 2 a.m. Entered in this. It was just had my laptop up in bed, and then just left it running. Fell asleep.
Sorry. Bro, I just imagine you like in bed, like you know those meme videos and like all the lights off, it's pitch black. You just got your laptop, like the bright screen, and you're just there like this.
No, bro, literally, no, I slept there, bro. I slept there last night. I had my laptop there and I had the TV on. I just fell asleep. Yeah.
Oh, fair play, man.
Yeah, man.
Did you have a little munch? Some nice food, or what was
do you know what?
there?
I've yeah. So obviously I've been trying to gain at the moment on my gym journey, and I cooked this pasta. So pasta, tomato, broccoli, and salmon. But you like cook it and then you put it in the fridge, and then when you're like ready to eat something, you just smash a box of it. So I had that just before I slept. It's beautiful, man. Fresh.
So so carbs in the evening. That's interesting. Okay. I mean, if I go through a bulk phase, I'll just eat carbs at any given time. Loads of protein as well, but just carbs at any time. But you remember when I showed you that there's I remember that picture. Joe was asking me, actually, it's very odd. Joe was asking me for a picture, like he just wants to see what I look like at 80 kilograms, because you're 80 kg, right? Is that right?
Yeah. Just under. I think I'm 78.1.
Yeah, because so basically I had lost loads of weight, and how I did that was, I mean, I was very active in my Muay Thai, but it's more in my diet. I just completely cut out carbs, more or less. I would just eat them maybe in the morning, but then after in the evening, there was no carbs in my diet. So I just went shredded. I dropped down from 90 kg down to 78 kg in a matter of like months. I can't remember the time frame, but in months, 78 kg. And now I'm just putting it back on again. I'm back up to 93 kilograms right now.
Yeah, but you don't look like you're okay. Like you're obviously you're big now, but you don't look necessarily that much stronger, muscular. With your muscles don't look that small compared to now. You just maybe look a little bit slimmer. But from 80, what are you now? 85, 80.
No. Now I'm 93.
Yeah, bro, you don't look 93.
Yeah.
You look like 110.
Bro, that's Anthony Joshua. That's Anthony Joshua. It make me look so small.
AJ's massive, man. Bro.
Yeah, he's huge. Bro, gold's looking. What's your take on gold? Have you broken down gold? I'm in gold longs at the moment. It's looking really nice right now. Just what's your take on it though, Mr. Liquidity Man?
Mr. LQ. Yeah, I mean, so golden candle again. Golden candle. We've just broken this low. Yeah, I agree, Ken. LQ above this high at least 4416. I don't know how high your target is, but I would at least expect 4416 to be taken out.
4416. 4416. Okay, yeah. Well, this is more of a swing. I'm in a swing position at the moment for gold. I'm basically looking. I see a heavy supply area. Where we're at now, basically, this whole range from 4,400 up towards sort of 440, the highs of last week. I'm eventually expecting a breakdown of those highs of last week. Maybe we pull back in, retest the highs of last week, and then grab some liquidity and then push in towards sort of 4,500.
4,500. So what scares me about gold is this double bottom here. So the difference between this and GU, what was it? EU? No, that kind of broke. Yeah. So basically what I'm trying to see is if we broke the low, how much further we're going. So Aussie dollar broke the low. So it broke structure. This has absolutely flown up. GU also broke the structure and closed below the previous low, has flown up. EU didn't quite break this low, but on the hourly we did. Yeah, on the hourly we did, but gold on the hourly has broken it too. Yeah, and that was my only concern, just traders seeing this double bottom. And then, I don't know, maybe this LQ gets taken out, but we come down, start creating buys in this region, and then we take out, what, 14370? Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Fair play.
Yeah, from my perspective, Ken, I'd say 4416 to be the minimum towards the upside.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
What else have we got? And you said you're looking at what? CAD? Euro CAD?
Yeah, I'm in Euro CAD positions at the moment. Euro CAD shorts right now. This is it's a swing trade though. Yeah,
Euro-CAD shorts.
Yeah, I'm in Euro CAD shorts.
Do you trade these exotics, man? You're a bit of an exotic boy, aren't you? I'm gonna switch to yours. Yeah?
I'm spicy like that, baby boy.
You're an exotic boy.
Yeah, no, I do. I trade obviously these minor FX pairs because, like, whenever I can find some divergences or make sense, because I look at everything, like all the major economies. I just find where, you know, a currency may have more weight than the other, and right now I see CAD having more weight because the data's been improving, oil price has been sticky. I just like these shorts. I think, yeah, top down, we basically ran into heavy area of supply at 62.50 here for Euro CAD on a monthly. On the weekly, obviously, we started trending to the downside.
Right, I don't think Ken, let's switch.
Oh, yeah, it's on me. It's on me, babe. Is it?
Is it?
Oh. Wait, one sec. Let me switch it. Okay, give me a moment. Bosh. Oh, here we go. Okay, I know how to do it now. wait. I'm trying to do it still. Wait, let me figure this out. So I did it earlier. Oh, no. Oh, found it. There we go. It's on my screen now, right? Is it on my screen?
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah.
So, yeah, these EuroCAD. So, yeah, rejection here up to 62.50. So, big supply area here. I was looking at this, as I said, as, a bit of a triple top. We're sort of topping out. We're at this neckline here. It's a bit of a, it wasn't the best of entry of me when consider, because I've entered like at a discount for Euro, but I was looking for an explosive breakout through this range. I mean, we did break out, but we haven't had a follow through of momentum I wanted to see. We've got a retest. Yeah. So basically this range that we've broken out of, so let me just clear this up a moment. So this range that we broke out of, we're pulling back and retesting it. Where my stops are, I placed my stops above last week's high, and then looking for that as a swing position to the downside in towards sort of 57.50 down here. That's what I'd like to see. Okay, that's what I'd like to see, but whether that happens, we shall observe. But yeah, and obviously I'd said it at the start of the stream, or early in the stream, that Canada's data has been improving. We've seen better jobs numbers from Canada. We've seen better GDP. Inflation's more or less stabilized. So it's a stable economy at this moment. It has stabilized. So that's why I took those shorts. But obviously, not weighing on my my gold longs and silver longs at the moment. But we'll see. It's a swing based position. So we'll see.
How many pips?
What, the stop loss?
No, TP.
Oh, TP, quickly, it's, 300 pips. What do you reckon, Joe? So we've got that running. I also like the look of still. So we spoke about this before. Oh, okay. No, this is, I said before with Aussie CAD, excuse me, I like the idea of this breaking out. Obviously, if I were to take this would be a bit of a hedge against my EuroCAD shorts. But Aussie's been obviously an outperformer this year. And remember, I said to you guys before, Aussie, and I said it last week or the week before last, AUD, expect continued outperformance. If we're going to see the moves that we're expecting with gold, it's big breakout to the upside with gold, AUD is going to continue to be a better performer, okay? Because a lot of AUD is a massive... let me get the actual stats up here. Let me tell you the actual stats, because I don't want to chat shit. I want to back it up with numbers. So, yeah, Australia's gold exports are estimated at around $60 to $74 billion. That positions Australia as the second largest exporter earner behind iron ore. So it's a big earner, big amount of revenue coming in for Australia. So with gold, obviously Australia holding the world's largest gold reserves, over 20% of the global total, it ranks as the top global producer of oil, of gold, ranks as top producer, and is valued at roughly 16% of total resource and energy export income. Yearly output continues to climb. Anyway, so my point is, if gold prices are rising, they charge more, they earn more. Same sort of thing with CAD and oil. So that's why I'm expecting this big breakout with Aussie across the board. Remember, I said as well I wanted to get an entry down here for Aussie CAD longs, but we might, as I said, the other entry opportunity was on a break and retest of this heavy area of supply at 99s that we keep rejecting, see all these rejections. Eventually, maybe we break out, retest, and then go clear. Euro, I like the idea of Euro Aussie shorts as well. Remember, I said this before, but I wanted to see the price coming up, see how price is narrowing within this pennant, subject to eventual breakout, an explosive breakout from this consolidation, this range that we've been in for a long time, and to break down this area of liquidity here at 62, 61s, is eventually expect a big drop to the downside. But yeah, I thought for me, I'd want to get entry up here around 64.50 and then expect that to push to the downside. But yeah, my point is, expect a lot of AUD strength this year, so long as gold continues to rise. Okay. So yeah, some free game there, free macro game.
What's that risk to reward, bro? That looked massive.
Oh, and Euro Aussie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if I got that entry. That risk to reward there. So
that is
yeah,
wild,
10
bro.
up. But yeah, but bro, like, I mean, that's if it happens, you know. I mean, and keep in mind that'll be a position trade, because that's something you'd sit
risk
on for
10%, mate. That's 100%.
Bro, who's gonna be risking? Do you really think I'm gonna be risking 10%? No chance in hell.
Risk 20%, bro. That's 200%.
Oh, this is not gonna happen. But yeah, in an ideal scenario, that is what I'd like. I'd probably, to be fair, if that happens and we get rejections here, I'll be happy placing the stop here, maybe just a little bit above this high. To be fair, even it could increase, you know, above this high here, just to be ultimately safe. But I think realistically that I'm not going to get that entry. You know, I'll be waiting for a grind down in this area of supply or demand, retest, rejections, and then drop. But that's a position trade, as I say. That's something that's not going to be days. That's going to be weeks, maybe even months. You know, when you look here, this drop. You know, this is the sort of drop that I want to see. Doof, 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 coming down.
Doof, 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 doof.
So, yeah, man. I was saying before, Joel, you know, like years ago, you see like how obviously this, it's not looking too good at the moment. I will beat it. I'm going to beat this up. I'm going to beat it up. But yeah, you see, I'm going to start beating up my screen. No, but years ago, you know, like I'd wake up, like obviously, you know, like now, obviously I'm in drawdown with this Euro CAD position, right? Mm-hmm. But then I've got gold and silver like balancing it out. But years ago, what I would do is I'd close all these positions, and then I would try and look at re-entries, for example, on the trades that are working. So like gold, silver, I'd try and look at re-entries. I'd close this now because I'd be like, oh no, you know, this is going against me. Let me try and get out what I can, flat or minor positive, and then get re-entries on the gold and silver, if that makes sense. But like, that's not the way to think. And then what would happen, to say, for example, I'd do that, and then I'd just miss gold and silver, it'll go, and then I won't find my entry, and then I'll get in at like some random area, and then it'll just end up going against me, pulling back as well. So it's just like a messy way of thinking, but that's sort of the behavior that I would do, you know. But yeah, babe.
It's funny how you can look back at behaviors, but you have to go through them first before you can look back at them and see what not to do. And that's why I always say, you know, it does genuinely take, I don't know, I'd say minimum 3 years to really settle in to the markets, because you've just got to make dumb mistakes. You've got to lose money. It's not, there's no world where you come into this space and you don't lose money. Reps.
Bro, reps. Yeah, that's it. Reps, exactly. As James would say. Guys, just quickly, actually, just I'm just going to sign this off. If for example, Euro CAD, this would invalidate it for me. So, you know, this range that I was getting that breakout of, right? And obviously the structure is very much steep, lower highs, lower lows. But if we do this, and then we hold above and break this range, I'll get out. I'll get out before it even hits SL. I'll just get out there. I'll just invalidate it. So I need to see, maybe we'll come up here for a liquidity grab and rejections, then we carry on to the south. But otherwise, if we break and retest and it's holding, then I'm getting out of it earlier. I'm not afraid to get out of positions earlier if it makes sense to. So that would invalidate the trade for me, okay? Just to make that very, very clear. Man, look at that breakout of Europe. Sorry?
I wanted to ask you a question.
Go on, baby boy.
How can you back test when you're trading fundamentals as well as TA?
Okay, that's a very good question. So what I would do, if you are back testing fundamentals, is, for example, you will have obviously with your technicals, you have obviously all your fields, as per se, your fields for your trade technically, right? The entry, the SL, the reason that you took the trade, that you would have taken a trade, so on and so forth. But then we'll also have a column, and we'll back test. So say, for example, we're backed in testing here on euro dollar during this fall here. Okay, so like let's go over all this fall here for euro dollar. What I would be doing is the basic thing that I'll be doing is I'll be going to the calendar here in May and understanding Obviously people can pull this up, this or tradingeconomics.com. So this site where you can go through the data. This is more, obviously a little bit more in detail, this where you can check through the indicators and stuff. It's really nice. And you can export everything to CSV files. So it's really nice. It's much more advanced than Forex Factory, but Forex Factory is more friendly for the beginners. Anyway, so what I'll be doing is I'll be going back, for example, on the month. So this is what I get my guys to do. So I'll go back on the month and go to May and observe like what all the data was at in terms of the high impact, filter it all out, go to high impact, so none, dollar, and then euro. And then you'd start understanding what was the data like in the Eurozone, what was the data like in the United States, just comparing it there, because usually what you'll find, there'll be like a big figure, say, for example, a series of bad numbers like lower jobs or lower inflation or whatever, and then, or a central bank as well. So what you'd go and do is you'd go and screenshot, for example, the data and see how it had an influence on that pair, how it drove, because obviously macro is the driver, see how it drove the price to the downside or to the upside. So you go and back test, but when you're back testing, check all the high impact data points. Okay, how did this have an impact on that euro dollar trend to the downside? How did it have an impact on dollar weakness or dollar strength, whatever the case may be? So it's going through, screenshotting all these, and then what you will do, you'll screenshot all these and you can put them in your back testing report. Then you can go and find and see if there are actual commonalities. When you go back and check another month, did these specific data points drive euro dollar to the downside or to the upside? Find those commonalities, because if they did, then it's necessary to have that considered in your trading plan moving forward, that if the data is good or bad, this is going to have an influence on obviously my results, my strategy. But yeah, how have you tried back testing before on your side with macros? Oh, you're mute.
I can just sit there and, any time of the day and back test the markets just by replaying it, playing it. But I just couldn't think about how, you obviously use technical analysis, but I couldn't think about how to back test TAs and then also include the fundamentals of what's going on, because it's so hard to include all of that data. Like, for example, you saying about CAD right now, there's one side which is technical analysis. The other side is that CAD is bullish right now. It's positive for CAD. So help me help you, man.
What? Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Like, for me personally, right? Look, yeah, I know it can be overwhelming. Like, macros can 100% be overwhelming, and because it's more to it. It's not just looking at the data and being like, yeah, this data is bullish or bearish for a currency, because it's also down to building a bigger picture, not just one data point. It's multiple data points, and then what does that mean for the central bank's tone? What does that mean for the tone? Like now, based on the data that we've seen from the United States, i.e. inflation coming down, retail sales coming down, labor, NFP coming down, wages coming down, we have a whole game plan now for September. We know Kevin Walsh is going to come out and soften his tone. He's not going to be hawkish anymore. So everything's there. It's just knowing how to put all the pieces, the puzzle together, and what to do with that to give you more edge with your strategy. Like we have all the basis now, everything, the macro that we've gone over, we have all the basis for our technical strategies for euro longs, for gold longs. You can expect this to be pushing higher right now because of everything that I've just said. Unless something goes and puts a spanner in the works from what I've just said, this is going to continue to the upside. So yeah, bro, like, to be honest, like macros is learning like learning another language, to be honest, but you can do it.
You think AI tools are going to help that though, moving forward?
They'll help in terms of some stuff, but right now I still think AI can be wrong. It 100%, because I'll explain why quickly. Here in gold when we had this massive selling pressure. I remember this very, very clearly. I think you might have even been in longs at one time as well, but everyone just got wrecked one day. You know, like when the war was happening with US and Iran, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone was like long in gold. Obviously, we had the big bull run. Everyone was still long, all here.
Yeah.
And then the war happened. Everyone was expecting this massive gap to the upside. And then like when it opened, it had pushed higher initially. Then it just took everybody out, took out all the liquidity and dumped. And then everyone was like, what the hell?
I did so good on that gap. So good on that gap. And then it just, I was in pain, man. It died. It absolutely died. Because I'd been buying for the last couple of weeks. Just I would jump in, take a little pips, jump out, jump in, take a little pips, jump out. And then suddenly, it was that switch and it was just game over. It'd been patched. The method had been patched.
Yeah, man. So but like basically why this sold off is because and ChatGPT and everyone, because people were sending me messages and stuff, and it's like I thought the war is supposed to be a safe haven. Gold should benefit as a safe haven during war, and in theory by the textbook it should. And obviously all ChatGPTs and Claudes or whatever were saying that obviously the war's happening, gold should buy, but ChatGPTs and Claudes and whatever, we're not seeing that my brain, or like other analysts' brain, and thinking that yes, that is a safe haven, but it's also the fact that inflation, the inflation trade that you heard me say, and I've done videos on it. If inflation's rising and we're going to have higher rates, that's negative for gold, because we get investors rotating out from gold and into treasuries, because it's a safe haven, it's a fixed income. So that's why gold sold off, but AI didn't pick that up. But AI is still very good at gathering data for you. If you can gather that data and still analyze it for yourself, like give me all the bullish data that we've had for the whole month for euro, or give me all the bullish data that's supportive of gold right now. Like it can gather that data, but you still need to use your fucking head. It's just like you wouldn't go into ChatGPT now or Claude or whatever and give it obviously your strategy, and it spits out a trade. You wouldn't take it verbatim. You'd still need to go and use your brain and go and check the chart and go and make sure all conditions are met, because they make mistakes. It still makes mistakes. It's still very early. It's still within its infancy, with certain things. So yeah, man. Anyway, some message in the chat. Happy Monday, bonga, bonga, bonga. Oh. I've spoken about gold already. I've spoken about gold. You joined the party late. But I'm expecting buying pressure continue. I'm in gold longs at the moment. Just need to grind down this key area of liquidity at 4,400 towards 4,450, and then we'll be drawn into 4,500. Sam Chongo. Hey, my G. But yeah, I'm Joel. I'm gonna have to wrap up, my dog. You still here?
Let me just switch to my laptop, man. Just give me a second.
You naughty boy. Naughty boy.
Yeah. I fear that we're already having problems. I can see that I'm.
Oh really?
I'm schlagging.
Dirty man. So yeah, we're in gold longs at the moment, guys. The time frames for me, I use all time frames. I use a 1 minute time frame. I use a 10-second time frame. I'm checking. I go so monthly, just to understand where we're at in terms of like, are we in an overall bullish trend? Are we in a downward trend? I look for signs of obviously reversal candlesticks on the higher time frames. Whoa, there he goes. Weekly, weekly also to understand where the trend's at, where structure's at. Obviously, we broke out of this weekly structure of gold, big breakout of this range, and now we're trending to the upside. The daily really gives us that trend, and we can see where structure's at as well. We most recently printed a higher low here, and now we're obviously driving for higher motion at the moment. And obviously for me on the daily as well, I'm marking up those key daily zones. I have those daily zones where I'm expecting the price to obviously come into area of supply or demand. Obviously we've got a clear area of supply here that we need to grind down at 4,400, 4,450 before we can continue to the upside. 4 hour, really understand it. Like 4 hours the engine, right? 4 hour tells you ultimately where is that structure is at. So here obviously we're printing high, low, high, low, high. And then obviously a lot of stops on this. There would have been a lot of stops on this here. You see where people would have been placing their stops, trailing stops around this area. Those stops were taken out. And then we formed a reversal candle here. bullish engulfing, and then we started trending to the upside again for higher highs, higher lows. Sorry, yeah, higher highs, higher lows. Anyway, Joe, I need to wrap up, guys. On this, if you're coming in, make sure you smash up the subscribe button and like button. On Wednesday, I've lined up one of my friends in the industry who's going to be coming through. He's a great indices trader, really, really good indices trader. So he's going to be coming through on Wednesday and the stream on Wednesday. I'm still trying to reach out to more of my friends, but you need to help me help you. You need to help Joel help you by coming onto the stream, sharing some love, sharing some engagement, because otherwise people won't want to come on. It's as simple as that. So just help us help you. Other than that, baby,
Help me help you.
There's a tissue on my head. There was a tissue on my head. That's really weird. Anyway, underneath my hat. All right, Joe.
Sweaty boy. Sweaty boy. Okay.
Let me give you the permissions, because I don't know if you.
Yeah, please.
Gosh. All right, I'll catch you in a bit, dogs. Peace out, traders.
Ciao, Ken. Okay, hey traders, right, let's go through the charts. Let me get the chart up quickly. On E8 markets. VIP lobbies, you there, my man? Are you there? Neon Spark 30, good morning traders, good morning. Okay, guys, let's go through the charts. Let's see what we have for today. Of sure I am. Beautiful, man. It's nice to see you here. And Neon Spark. I love seeing the regulars, man. I love it. Okay, so gold traders, right? Ken is looking for a long on this. I am also looking like it is, you know, we're at least going to come up and take out this region up above here. Now, why am I seeing that? Structurally, we can see why. Okay, but let me reset this chart. We can go for it completely. The laptop is well behaved. Today looks good. Yeah, my man. Hopefully. Right, so traders, what are we seeing? We've got this high being created above here, right? We've got this low. Now, this is really important because we've broken the structure, okay? We broke the structure. This is not this low down here, of course not, but it is still a break of structure, and we've created also a higher low, right? So a higher low, a higher high is being created above here. We've got a break of structure, so this is now a lower low in comparison to this low. What are we waiting to see is the signal that we are going to actually create buyers. Now, sorry, create sellers. Now, all I want to see is price slowly coming up here and advertising those sellers. Now, something like that could be a double top here. It could be a rejection. It could be, again, another break of structure. Price looks like it's going down here. But overall, in this region, I want to see traders being advertised so I know that it's building liquidity where above this high. So after the break of structure, let's see what we did. Came back up, of course, broke that high, but still kind of a rejection from this region. Now I'm always looking for my golden candles, right? What's my golden candles? It's my golden formation, okay? Drawing a box over this, 1, 2, 3, rejection wick there. That's a confirmation. That's a high time confirmation. And we have a second one right here. Right? So either you're combining a higher time frame and a lower time frame confirmation, or you're combining two higher time frame confirmations. Either way, traders, you need two confirmations. Whatever happens, you need two confirmations. So I am confirmed now on gold. I've also got Ken's bias as well, which is good, traders. So now this 30, what's dollar MU? What is that? What's dollar MU? Okay, from this structure, traders, this is what worries me. So, okay, we've got our main time frame. Sorry, we've got our normal chart here. Now I'm going to go to the inverted chart. And this is why I like to invert my charts, because I can see both perspectives. So we had the low, now we had the high, broke the structure above this high, possibly created some buying, but now it seems like we're creating this selling. Now it seems like we're doing this. So on a smaller time frame, what would I be looking for? This high to be breached. Okay, this is the inverted chart, traders. This high to be breached, because price looks as if we're pushing towards the downside. Plus, we've got our confirmation as well. So we've got this. And do we have... Oh, no, we don't have a lower time frame confirmation. This is not quite... It's not quite the confirmation, but I would like to see, if I'm going to buy this, if we can enter this to take out this low at 4416, I have to see this being taken out. I have to see it being taken out, because we're getting a breakout, remember, traders. At the end of the day, regardless if we've got buyers or sellers, oops, what have I done? Regardless if we're getting buyers and sellers, we've got a breakout now towards the upside, right? This is a breakout. So what would make sense if we are getting this breakout? Where would you be buying from exactly in this region? Where would you place your stops? Below this low, below this low. I'm worried. I would expect this to come down, and then we can potentially see our target at 416. This is a better entry, traders. This is dollar cost averaging our entry, right? We don't want to get the worst entry. We want to get the best entry. Okay, so that's gold. That's what I would wait for on gold. If you're in longs, that's okay. It's not a clear structure break yet, but that's what I'd be looking for. Just mark this up so we'll be able to see this clearly. So we've got our stop losses here, smaller time frame SLs there. We've got a break now towards the upside. 40. We've got a 15-minute signal here. Advertisement signal, traders. Advertising signal. We've got another signal right here. Okay. So ultimately, yeah, we want to see 4416. Anyway, so gold, traders, gold. Look for something like this. Let's do that white or gray. Beautiful. Okay, traders, gold. That's gold done. Euro USD. This for me again is done. We had our moves on GU and EU. I'll go through those, traders. So on EU, very, very simple. Again, what I'm looking for is advertisement candles, traders. What happened? I do this inverted analysis too. Karen, I love that, man. I love that, bro. It's good. It's a different perspective. So traders, we got signal number 1, signal number 2. Again, this is my confirmation. These are my advertising boxes telling me where traders are selling from. I'm going to mark these out with a line. So traders, remember what I said to you quickly. What I said to you, either 2 of the same higher time frame signals, or one lower time frame signal confirmation and 1 higher time frame signal. Yeah? One of the 2. It has to be one of the 2. That is a confirmation for this to move. What did Euro USD end up doing? We created those higher time frame. Okay, same with gold. Sorry, let me just go off on a tandem. So same with gold. What do we get? This is on the micro scale, right? Micro meaning 5, 1 minute, 15 minute. We've got 2 signals here. 2 of the same signals. Number 1. And we've got number 2. 2 of the same signals, right? Now we're looking for the liquidity to be taken above a high. Go to Euro USD. Go to the hourly. What did we get here, traders? 2 of the same signals, same again. And we came and did what? We took out the liquidity, or we're taking the liquidity above this high. Oh, we got a lot of targets, traders. I think the last target will be 116, 149, 116, 150. Anyway, look, took out the liquidity, traders. 2 higher time frame signals on Euro USD. The exact same thing is what we're looking at on gold. Okay, we just want to get the optimal entry for this. Where's the optimal entry? Below this low, traders. I'm going to be buying below this low. Okay. So what I'm looking for, 2.4 to 1, traders. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to recap this tomorrow, but this is what I'm looking for. Euro USD. So look, it's moved. I can tell you it's moved. We've created orders, we created liquidity, and now markets have neutralized that liquidity. So we're done. We're finished. There's no reason to look at Euro USD because we've created the orders, we've taken the liquidity, the markets are neutral. There's nothing else left to do on this. GBP USD is the exact same, traders. So I told you yesterday I was looking at a higher time frame, lower time frame shorts in the Asian session last night. I entered this, right? Where did we get the signal? Delete this, delete this, delete this. So traders, if we are doing what? If we're not getting a higher time frame signal, 2 higher time frame signals, I need to go and confirm it on the lower time frame signal. So here is my box on the lower time frame signal. Sorry, higher time frame signal. Now I need a confirmation on the lower time frame signal. What's the entry on gold? Just a sec, man. Let me just make this make sense. So LTF is lower time frame lower time frame. What am I doing? Lower time frame LTF. Higher time is the higher time frame signal. So what do I mean when I say this? Higher time frame, lower time frame. Either I need, in order for a trade, so in order for a T, I need a combination of a higher and lower time frame. Okay, that's going to give me a trade. Or in order to get a trade, I need 2x higher time frame, right? Or 1 higher time frame and 1 lower time frame. This is my confirmation, traders. This is how I know liquidity is in a certain region, is if I get this confirmation, right? 2x high time frame or 1x high time frame, 1x lower time frame. So going back, recapping, traders, go 5-minute chart. What do we see here? 2 higher time frames signals. I don't need to look for a lower time frame signal because I've got 2 high time frame. Okay. Peter, the entry on gold is 4395. Yeah. We could just go from here, by the way. Also, we could just go from here. It's the risk that we're taking right now. I don't particularly want to take a 1-for-1, but if you want to, the signal is there on gold. Yeah. So gold was 2 high time frame signals. Euro USD, again, traders, go back to the hourly. 2 high time frame signals. We got the liquidity sweep. GBP USD was a 50-minute high time frame and a 5-minute lower time frame. Confirmation, we took the LQ. Again, GU's done, finished for today. Now, Aussie dollar, again, I didn't see a signal on this. Oh, there we go. We've got one here. We've got one here. 15-minute. Something on the hourly. Nope. 5-minute. No. So yeah, I don't really see anything on Aussie. But look, if we have a signal on gold, we have a signal on Euro USD, we have a signal on GU, they're all going to move in the same direction. So you find a signal on GBP USD, chances are Euro USD is not going to be far behind and gold's not going to be far behind, and same with Aussie dollar. So that is our four majors. Moving forward to the yens, traders, is there anything on the higher time frame? Structurally, not really. Yeah, so nothing on the 4 hour. We're getting some rejections below this. You know, we're getting these rejections. This could create buying, but whatever. There's no, you know, real liquidity, because this is going to be the LQ buying from this region, potentially, traders. That's what I would potentially see, because we've got such a strong push towards the upside here. Again, strong push towards the upside. So yens, I don't see an actual entry or a confirmation on this, but what I would be looking for if you're trading this is LQ being taken below this low because of the structure that we're getting. But I'm not trading this, traders. It's just what direction I would expect. EJ is, yeah, no real confirmation on the 4 hour. Come down to the hourly again. I don't see an actual signal here. No, I don't see an actual signal, but down in this region, we did have it. Right? We were getting all of these rejections. Right? We got our selling from this region. We've got a break of structure. Where's liquidity? Towards the upside. And traders, if you don't believe that the markets are coming for your liquidity, look at this. Look at this. Look at that rally. And ironically, the market is doing absolutely nothing in this region, just being super boring. Lots of sideways moving, no real liquidity, nothing. Nothing's really happening. Traders, the one time that it goes exactly to the LQ, what happens? It moves quickly, right? It moves really, really quickly, and it comes exactly to our liquidity region, and then it can relax, and then it thinks, okay, let's go again. But notice where it comes to. This is why we say it's a zone of where price is magneted to. It's a magnet, okay? Highs and lows are a magnet. Highs and lows are the magnet. So anyway, EJ, yeah, I don't see anything here. We're moving, traders. There's no entry. Even if we were buying, there's absolutely no entry. So this will be something for tomorrow. GJ traders, what are we getting? Absolutely nothing. 15-minute. Again, no. Structurally, actually, it makes sense that we're going to get this. We're going to get this high being taken out. It makes a lot of sense. So we're going to come up here. Why? Created the high. What do? Break the low. Break the low. Break the low. If you're selling this, which is what you probably would be doing by the structure that we're getting, where are you selling from? This region where your stop loss is above this region. There is a bill flag on GJ. Do you mean this? Yeah, I don't really trade flags, man. I don't really trade flags. Do you mean this? I don't know. I'd just say we'd like to come up to 215. Price to 215. 800. Just a reminder to myself or for us tomorrow traders. GA, what are we seeing? GA. Wow, we got a nice move on GA. Why did we get this? Why did we get this move? Okay. Why did we get this move, traders? We got a nice move towards the upside on GA. Why did we get this move? Let's play it out. Let's see it for what it is. Okay. We want to make sense of the markets. We want to understand why we're getting these movements. Traders, we got a break of structure towards the downside. We got a high being created. So higher high. We then created a lower low. Okay, we broke the structure above here. Yeah, valid. Broken retest. Looks as if we're going to go bullish, but then what do? Came down, took LQ above this tiny low there. What do I mean by that? This is really interesting. I love breaking charts down that are so clear like this. So look, we've just gone through that structure. We created this high. What did we do? We rejected it. Okay, look at this breakout, right? We've got a breakout. We've got a break and retest. We've broken this high. We've got a break and retest. We know overall, in comparison to this, we're looking bullish. Okay, so if you're buying this as a trader, right, we've broken this 15-minute high as well. Yeah, if we're buying this, traders, where are you placing your stops? Below this region, of course. Right, where's our target? Above this high. What does price end up doing? We come down and we break this low. Why is it that this low is our rejection region? Why is it that price comes down to exactly this area and then rejects it? Why is that? Because this zone is a magnet. Highs and lows of where liquidity is, of where we've advertised, are magnet zones. So we're always going to look for that. Now, how do we come up here, traders? How does price come up here? We have to create selling. We have to create something that makes you want to sell. So what are we getting? We got a double top so far. Let's continue building our story. We got, okay, now break of structure, cool. Now that price has broken this structure, what am I waiting for to enter the sell? I want to see, you know, some slow movement here, maybe a lower high being created, and then we're going to continue down, right? We've broken the structure. We're clearly not going towards the upside. What's happening? There we go. Look, we're getting we're getting rejections in the regions that we know we'd like to sell from. We're getting the break of structures. We're getting the rejections. We're getting the lower highs. If you're looking at this from this region, this looks very, very bearish. Even a rejection wick here looks very bearish, traders. Okay, so where am I ultimately placing my stops? Here. Where am I placing my targets? Below the next low. Below this low. So now I know, if I know this is long, I've got this inverted. So if I go like this, put my stops here, 3 to 1, that's fantastic. That's a great, great, great trade. 3 to 1, right? So price will always come to the LQ. Yeah, price will always come to the LQ. We're always looking for the advertisements so we can see where the LQ is, so we can see where price is going to come to. Now I know price is not going to come down here because this is where the money is. So if we accumulate a bunch of selling in this region and we come down here, dollars are going to be pulled out of the markets, okay? Dollars are going to be pulled into my pocket, not into the market's pocket, but into my pocket. So we know we don't want to come down there. If we come up here, where's the money going to go? The money that traders have entered with, when they click the button, buy or sell, the money is going to go into the markets, into the brokers, into the prop firms, whatever it is. It goes into the markets, not away from it. So we know the job of the market is to pull money from our pockets into the market's pockets. That is the job of a casino. That is the job of a business. It is just how everything works. You pull your money from one person to the other person. It's a transaction of money. So it's the same thing that we're looking at on GA. Now, what do we end up doing, traders? Of course, we push towards the downside. Give me something that's going to make me happy. A break. Okay. Strong push towards the downside. This is making me happy. This is making me think that we're going to continue towards the downside because, you know, it looks like we're going to go. Looks like we're going to push towards the downside. What then happens? Again, another rejection. Another rejection. Perfect. Even a head and shoulders, traders. Look at what the market's giving us. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Look at that. And then where are we coming? Towards this high, traders. So expect pound Aussie. Expect pound Aussie to hit 1.90250. Expect it, because we've just played the whole playbook. We've just explained exactly what's happening. We've done it from the very beginning till the very end. And this is why I say to you, to get confidence in the markets, you need to have an understanding of why it's moving somewhere. What is the reasoning behind why it's going to this liquidity level or that liquidity level? Yeah? Traders, give me something in chat. Who's watching? Who's listening? Who cares? Give me something in chat. Does this make sense? Okay. You're in New Zealand. Yeah. It's a bit messy, to be honest. There's really not much going on in the market state aside from gold, silver, and NASDAQ. Makes sense, bro. Honestly, never thought of it like this. Awesome. Awesome. Well, look, guys, I think the more that you spend, the more time that you spend here understanding these concepts, the more you're going to understand it. Like, it's very difficult to take someone's point of view without them seeing it work over a long period of time. I mean, I've called a few trades explaining this or how I look at the markets. But you need to see it over and over and over again before it starts to click and you start to think, oh, actually, this makes a lot of sense. This probably is how things actually work, and why my stop seems to be the thing that price gravitates towards. And, you know, social media will tell you a million different things, a million different strategies, a million different ideas. And sometimes you just need to look at the charts, see the truth, see what's playing out in front of us. But watch GA, traders. This is great. This is really good. This is nice. Let's look at this. Let's recap this tomorrow, because I'm gonna hop off soon. So recap GA tomorrow. Gold. We know the direction of gold. We know where gold's gonna go. We know what gold is gonna do. We know what gold is gonna do, traders. We know. So let's wait for gold. I'm going to get my entry on gold, traders, 4395, okay? GA continue towards the upside, but we're way too late for this, guys. We are way too late for this. You're in New Zealand. I'm not even going to go through this. I don't like it. I don't like it. Me no likey. Yeah, pants. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the session, please leave a like. I'm not going to do a giveaway today, but if you like the session, please leave a like. Yeah, I think it's been great, guys. I think it's been great. I think it's been a good session. We've had the macro update and the liquidity update. Both sides of the coin. Okay. What's your thoughts on EA? I'll quickly look at EA. EA. LQ's done, my brother. LQ's done. So this was the high. Breakup structure. The advertisement was here. The advertisement was there, and the stop losses were above here. What were you doing, just out of curiosity? VIP lobbies. Amazing session. Hopefully we get a good week. We get a good week, man. We get a good week. We understand the markets. We get a good week. There's no reason why we wouldn't, traders. chat. Just realized Philip's comments been on the stream this entire time. That's so funny. My bad. I meant expert advisors. Your thoughts on EAs? Expert advisors, man, they're great for like a year, 2 years, maybe even 3, and then they just crash. That's just a cycle of it. So you can find a good EA that works for like a year, but I wouldn't. It will. They just crash. They always just crash. They end up just crashing. I've seen it. I've done it. I thought, we built a really, really good EA. Is working for like 2 years, and then just one day you wake up and it's like 20-30% drawdown, and then it just never recovers. So yeah, use your eyes, use your brain, use your mind to mark out and analyze. Solid start to the week. It's a bingo. Amazing session. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it. Exciting. But Euro Australian dollar, by the way, VIP lobbies. This was super clean. This was something we look for on the daily. Yeah, break of structure, creating sellers, LQ being taken out. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, traders, I'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate it. Leave some likes, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Gold, guys. Watch out for gold. Okay? Watch out for gold. GA will continue. Yeah, it already is. It already is. We need to take out the money, the shmoney. All right, ciao, guys.